Hey, so I have another Alliance War video here. My Alliance Outlaw Immortals is going up against the Sons of Doom. I'll translate that, HTDM. I've really been learning a lot from these Alliance War videos so far. And as it turns out, this is actually probably my best war to date that I've had with this Alliance. And I think it's in part due to the analysis I've been doing with these videos. So I've actually sped up these first two fights at 1.5 speed, just because there's not much to see. I have a Captain America and then an unduped Star-Lord, so here I do actually get clipped, and I've realized one thing I'm doing wrong with Spark is actually evading too early. I'm trying to build up the poise charges and get those evades in, but I'm actually doing it too early, and that's what happened there is, since I evaded too early, he was able to come in and clip me right as I landed. So that's something that I can really improve on and learned from in the past that's going to cost me some potions later on. So here I'm just going in with Ghost Rider because I'm not thinking there's anything here to be worried about, and it's just, like I said, the Star-Lord, he's unduped. I guess if you have an unduped Star-Lord and you just want to put him somewhere, might as well put him on Alliance War defense for diversity. I noticed a lot of people actually ranking up their unduped Star-Lords pretty high. Either rank 3 or even rank 4, which of course I don't really understand. I guess maybe these folks are just kind of hoping that they will get the dupe someday, or they'll get a gem for Star-Lord, or maybe they just don't fully understand that Star-Lord needs to be awakened in order to be a good offensive champion. I really couldn't tell you, but it's something I see surprisingly often, and it always continues to surprise me, but nothing surprising about this fight. It's just a Star-Lord that I take down with my Ghost Rider just to save my other champs for other fights. Now here I'm actually going to take on this stun immune node, and I typically leave this for my alliance mate because he is better at fighting them than I am, but I'm like 90% sure that this one's going to be a MODOK. I practiced against some MODOKs beforehand, figure out going with Blade. It's a MODOK. So Blade is going to tear up this MODOK. Every hit I'm doing is just doing massive amounts of damage. You see, you got 3k hits in the middle of my medium attack. I'm able to get off this bleed, and he's already down to 20%. I do get hit by his special 1. I can evade MODOK's special 1 maybe like 75% of the time at this point, but I haven't had a lot of practice. So, not a difficult fight. Really glad I was able to take out that stun immune node there, because the MODOK was just something I was able to mow through with my blade. So here I'm coming around up at the top of my path, and here this is not a particularly special node. I am going to boost up though. And here I make a mistake that you'll see me pay for a couple minutes later in the video, is that I'm all but certain that I'm going to have to heal up my Spark at some point. But you shouldn't put the boosts on before you do the healing, because it's just going to cost me more potions. It ends up costing me a level 3 potion later. But since I wasn't worried about this fight, wanted to save my other champs, and as a Cosmic champ, I go in with Ghost Rider. Get a little Ronin S2 evade there. Hard to say much about this fight. Ronin's a pretty piece of cake. I guess the thing about placing Ronin on defense is if he does manage to clip you with one of his specials, then you're in big trouble, because it's going to stun you and you could just totally get wrecked and die from making a slip. So I can see the rationale in that. Now here I got my enhanced special 1 node, so this is where I'm going to be using Spark, and this is where I have to put in another potion because I boosted up with that health boost just a couple of minutes later. Not a bad idea to boost up, of course, but I'm hoping this is Yellow Jacket rather than Spider-Man, and it is. So, get the intercept. I'm able to evade those. Now, I know that it's possible to get in after that Yellow Jacket S1, but here I'm actually being pretty cautious because I have a lot of distance. Like, I'm pretty far away from him. I'm used to doing this from like manual evades of the Yellow Jacket Special 1. Like it's easier when you're further away, but that of course makes it much more difficult to get an in. So I do get clipped a little bit. Just I was being a little too aggressive, not being sufficiently patient there. I'm really hoping that the shock is going to take him down, but it doesn't quite. So I got to do this one more time. But that time, since I'm not quite so far away, I'm able to get back in and finish the fight without dying. I died on that node the last two wars when it was a Spider-Man, so I'm really happy that I was able to take it on this time. So here I have the Spider-Man mini-boss again. This is the third war in a row that I fought one of these here. I have, let's see, so I cleared it without dying the first war, and then I died the second one. So here I am deciding whether to go in with Spark or Blade, but I'm realizing in the past that I've actually had a lot more luck with Blade. Just kind of count on myself to evade that S1 and use the extra damage from Blade to make the fight end faster. So I actually popped the regeneration boost here rather than use a potion because my health is up pretty high already. I just wanted to get a little bit extra just to make this fight a little safer. I do waste the special 1 there, but apart from that, this fight goes relatively well. I get the evade there. He's evading me pretty well. I'm just kind of looking for my ends, trying to get those off. Right now I do manage to get off an S1 with the bleeds, get the intercept, and he does give me an opening after I'm able to evade that S1. I am trying to be much more careful here. There I get hit. He evaded, came back in to get me. Wasn't quite quick enough to get out of that. One thing I'm really still a little unsure about is get hit again, but is how to just kind of watch for Spider-Man, like when he's evading, to make sure I get out in time. At this point, I am getting a little bit worried. I did get clipped that second time, but at the same time, I know that if I can just hit the Spider-Man a couple more times, he's gonna die. I know I don't have really many parries left. I'm just hoping I can get off a special 1 or a special 2, which I managed to do. I get another opening after he throws his S1, another opening that he doesn't evade. This time I managed to evade that S1 every time, which gave me a sufficient amount of openings to get in, got some bleeds, damage piles up, Spider-Man goes down. So that fight went really well for the most part. A little bit of slip-ups, not 100% perfect. Okay, so at this point I actually get some boss action, and I forgot to record, but I actually had gone in for a practice run. The attack bonus was gone. I went in for a practice run with Ghost Rider when he was at about 27% health, got him down to 21. Now I'm going in here with my Spark. 6-star Cable, I guess there's some rationale for placing this as a boss, but Spark is going to pretty much crush him. At this point, I'm not really hoping for the kill. I'm just maybe thinking I'll get it, and maybe. I missed the parry there. I don't know what happened. I was panicking a little bit. I'm not used to fighting these bosses right without the stun immune, but this time I ended up evading, which gave me enough time and space that I needed. Even though I was down to 1%, I end up getting able to throw off a special 1 and vulture this boss. So this is basically probably the best war I've had with this alliance, and it's fun that it was topped off with this boss kill of sorts. Unfortunately, we did end up, as you'll see here in a second, losing this war. These guys, despite the fact that they did not place a boss in BG2, managed to beat us because they got us on attack bonus and had decent defender diversity, which is pretty hilarious, pretty messed up, but it is what it is. Like I said, I had a good war. I'm learning a lot. I'm taking some solace in that. I'm going to continue making these videos.